Ever since 9/11, Islam has been in the news, and many Christians do not know how to witness to Muslims. 1 out of every 5 persons on earth is a Muslim, and one of the best ways to witness to them is from their own scriptures, the Quran, because in the Quran they talk about Jesus as being a prophet. And it's interesting to compare what the Quran says about Mohammed, whom they believe to be the last of the prophets, superseding therefore Jesus, and Jesus himself, whom they consider to be a former and superseded prophet. In the Quran, Mohammed was not virgin born, but according to the Quran, Jesus was born of a virgin. Right there is a supernatural difference. According to the Quran, Mohammed was not sinless. In fact, he even prayed for forgiveness. According to the Quran and the teachings of Islam, Jesus was sinless. According to the Quran, Jesus was called the Messiah several times. Muhammad was never called the Messiah. There again is a significant difference. A virgin-born, sinless one called the Messiah according to the teachings of Islam. Also, according to Muslim teachings, there are no miracles that Muhammad did in the Quran. He was asked to do them and refused to do them. Miracles only came 150 or 200 years later in the mythical and apocryphal stories in the Hadith, because Muhammad himself said that he didn't perform miracles as the other prophets before him did. And yet the Quran says that Jesus performed miracles, even raising someone from the dead. So here we have someone who was not virgin born, not sinless, not called the Messiah, and performed no miracles. And according to Muslim teaching, Jesus was virgin born, sinless, called the Messiah, and did miracles. In addition to that, there's another significant difference. According to the teachings of Islam, Muhammad died, and his body is still in a grave. According to the teachings of Islam, Jesus' body is in heaven. He ascended bodily to the throne of God. Now here we have a virgin-born, sinless one called the Messiah, who did miracles to prove who he was, and whose body is in heaven, compared to Muhammad, who was not virgin-born, not sinless, not called the Messiah, performed no miracles to prove his claim, and his body is rotting in the grave. Christians need to understand Islam. Get yourself a little Quran, start to read it, mark the verses, and begin to witness to your Muslim friends and neighbors, because they need Christ. Christ is the only one that can save them from sins. Christ is the only one who can guarantee them a place in heaven. Christ is the only one who paid the penalty for their sins. And they need to hear your experience with Christ, and they need to hear that Jesus, even according to their teaching, is superior to Muhammad, and that therefore is worthy of our belief. In fact, a former Muslim friend of mine who became a Christian said that when he was a Muslim, they said, well, if you don't believe us, go and look at your own scriptures. He said, I did. I looked at the Bible, and it said that my scriptures, the Quran, were wrong. Turn to Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through him.